Good morning, everybody. Old pal Billy Tucci coming to you live from the studio as we continue our adventure from last night, which we're titling Death of the Pencil. Immortality. And what that is that last night we did a YouTube video. I'm going to put my headsets in so I sound a little better. I want to say good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chris. How are you? I'm working on a variant cover for Mission, and it's based off of an original June Tarp Mills illustration that she had sent to the 66th Armored Regiment, and it said, "Wonder what the boys of the 66th Armored Regiment want to see me about." And it's just a little tongue-in-cheek, beautiful drawing. I think it's perfectly apropos for a variant cover. It'll be very limited edition. And as you can see, I'm basically doing a homage to Miss Mills. Let me see if I can play with this, and you'll see it here. And let's see. Thank you, Kyle. I hope you're having a good morning, too. I am very new at this, so bear with me and forgive me, guys. But last night we were on the YouTube channel for about an hour and a half, I'd say, and we basically started with a pencil this big. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see a little better. This big. It's my Beryl Prismacolor. The number is PC935. It's your ordinary Beryl Prismacolor pencil. And the pencil started like this and ended like that. So basically, we have the death of a pencil that started like that. We had a nice chat last night. But did it really die? No, it didn't die, of course, because what it did was it became immortal. And now this pencil, which we're drawing butterflies. And if you look, we drew a butterfly, and now it's bled itself onto here, and now we have this original piece of cover art taken directly from a fantastic source, June Mills' original drawing, an homage, and of course the most important part, Mills. I want to thank you all for subscribing. We now have 1,200 subscribers, and I just don't know what to say. I'm over the moon with you. We had a great conversation last night. We talked about sad things. We talked about many of us experiencing loss with cancer, with drunk driving, everything. We carried the vast spectrum from art, from conventions, to aircraft, and to just personal things. It was fun. It was like a little family gathering. So this pencil will finish on this board, and then we're going to go on to another one. So I'm trying to figure out a good way to do it because it's getting really small for me to render properly. Usually when I draw my other Miss Fury covers, I ink them. Just because of June Mills, June Tarp Mills, Miss Fury's creator, inked as well with a brush. So I wanted to capture that style of hers. Sort of, again, it's a continuing. The most important thing about this story is that the world never June Tarp and what she's done for comics in creating one of the most iconic and influential characters, Miss Fury. She is, the original Catwoman. She is the original Black Cat. You can argue that she is the original Panther in appearance only, of course. But even Marvel's, I think Hellcat was created as a direct influence on her. But as you can see, there really isn't much that you can't say that she cannot be one of the most influential characters of all time with her cat suit. Got a book here, which is the IDW produced. This is the edition. Beautiful book of the Miss Fury Sundays. About this book is if you could look here, that how she has ice blue eyes, and Miss Mills always drew Marla Drake, our hero, with these gorgeous ice blue eyes. And I mean, you talk about where the whole pop art came from. Uh, these, uh, look for some things and find some great, great. You know, look at this: the costumes, the dresses, but then there's the action. There's some insane action here with the punching of Nazis and oh, there's Whiffy Villain, which will be one of the villains in our comic. He's a transgender black market smuggler and French resistance leader during World War II. This story takes place during World War II. She's a fashion maven, and she always loves to draw her kind of kinky, kind of cool in lingerie, getting dressed. There's fights between women. There's fights between them with wasn't kidnapped. She actually saves the life of a small boy, and this boy she ends up adopting him, and she become. I mean, you talk about being a progressive character. Is that here's a 20-something, socialite who ends up feeling that she has to rescue a child from an evil son and from certain death with this child, and ends up bringing him back to the United States and adopting him as her own. Quite the scandal back then. But let's again. There's more stuff. There's great battles. It might be in the second. There are two editions of this book. This is the second edition. Here is also Erica von Kamp. Erica will be playing a major role in Miss Fury Joy Division story arc, Dynamite Entertainment. And its first issue is illustrated by. First couple of issues are the story arc are illustrated by the great Emma Kubert. Anthony Marquez is our editor, and oh, look at this. This is some crazy stuff right here. Look at this. This is Erica von Kahn, and she literally had swastika branded into her forehead. Crazy, really cool. That plays a big part in the story as well. And again, another thing about what I loved about with June Mills's work is that she would draw these characters that they have light eyes. She wouldn't color the eyes. It gives it this really nice to translucent, transparent actually, and just little touches like that you separate it from most of the other books. Also, aside from a lot of the cursing, the off color, I'm sorry, not off color, PC, non PC scenes of women fighting in negligees, but also them punching and shooting Nazis in the face and stuff like that. Pretty cool. We're gonna explore that in our future Miss Fury future episodes of my YouTube channel, and we'll be going daily with that. Hopefully, at least during the week, we'll hit and if I'm going to draw something, I would hope you guys wouldn't mind coming along with me on this little adventure. So, right now, sharpen this pencil. That's the thing about these Beryl Prismacolors is that they literally melt on the page, and it's so cool because they're so soft, they're so black, and like I said, they melt on the page, and but you got to keep sharpening because they do just bleed out, pouring themselves out again. Uh, the death. Our YouTube videos will run an hour if people want to join me and just don't mind listening to me talk. And we'll do one pencil posts. That's what we'll do. And if I run out of a pencil and I can't really do it it gets too small, I think that's what will show us when we're done. Right now, let's try to do her too, and I got to get some better stuff, and I will. I'll get some better tools and all to do this, but uh, her costume is actually a ceremonial costume, which from Africa, and it possesses It possesses black magic, and it's got the claws of the panther in here. And I have to sharpen this pencil. I'm consistently sharpening this pencil to get a nice point. And also, the fair warning to those of you who want to draw using, who would like to draw using these pencils, the point does break pretty easily. So just keep that in mind. Get the claw there. And what's cool about Marla is that she does like to fight with her claws on her hands and the claws on her feet, and she kicks and scrapes and scratches, and I guess she literally cat fights. And was that she has to battle against because Marla Drake turns from a early 20s, some kind of flippant socialite whose main concern in life is that her whether or not her boyfriend, Gary Hale, who will return in Miss Fury Joy Division, asks her to marry him, and she just receives word that at a costume party that she's about to attend, and she's all dressed, there is another girl, that's what she calls it, a girl, not a woman, dressed in the same exact costume. The same exact costume. And the costume is like a Scarlett O'Hara costume, and she has no other choice but to, she really desperately wants to go to this party. This party's real, and she ends up taking this costume that she has, this panther skin that was willed to her by her explorer uncle. And in future issues of Miss Fury, in this next story arc, we're really going to delve into the history of the costume and the backstory behind it. Lieutenant Dan Carey, who looks like becomes the love of her life. It's a cool triangle between her, Dan Carey, and Gary Hale. But Gary Hale doesn't seem to be too keen on this whole Miss Fury nonsense. He doesn't know that Marla is Miss Fury, but he will find out in the Joy Division story arc. So we're going to do this. We're just kind of added the costume again is also what I like using this pencil as opposed to the inks is that this is hair. This is in. So this black pencil adds really, really cool textures to it. Working on this old paper, this old artboard, this old Bristol. What is this? Oh yeah, it's an old Marvel artboard. Jimmy Palmiotti, my great pal Jimmy. I don't know if you could see it. We'll zoom out. There we go. Had a couple of these left over, and before he and Amanda moved to Florida, he gave me about a couple of dozen of them. And it's just great. I mean, this is the paper used in the 90s and in the 80s, and just really, really great off-white paper. The old marks are there from the old type of printing, the offset printing and all, and the guidelines. And the paper is just great. I just love to use it. Some of the early issues of Jimmy had given me some of the paper because he had inked so many books. And we're talking 25, not quite 25 years ago, 24 years ago. Jimmy's like, I have some paper. You should use this paper. Because I was just buying Bristol board until I had our Crusade paper made. And some good friends like Jimmy who actually gave me some of their paper. So I thank him for that. And, how can you go wrong with good old Marvel Comics paper? So I hope that we're doing all right. I hope you see this here. If you guys want, first of all, thank you. We have over 1,200 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Trying to think of a name for it, maybe Tucci Troopers or something like that. I see a lot of my buddies have some really great names on their YouTube page, or it's just like, Drawing with Billy Tucci, Adventures with Billy Tucci. Right now I have it as a comic book adventurer because of all the things I like to do, just not comics. I love to ride my motorcycle. Kids. Don. Hey, Chris, how are you? I'm doing this right now. I can't read a lot of the posts because I'm doing this on my phone. Set up a iPad, but for some reason I couldn't watch it live. I got to figure it out. I think it's because I was on Deborah's account. I was using her iPad for it. Mine's over there, and it's just kind of blocked. But we'll take care of that in the next few weeks, and I'll be able to really see some guests on. A lot of interesting controversies going on in the comics industry right now, and I think it'd be fun to bring some other creators on, and we can just talk about stuff and the state of the industry, both creative-wise, both controversy-wise, but mostly disagreements, misconceptions of one another, battle lines are being drawn. I think it would be cool to work that out, and I think you'll all agree that it is best to talk things out and work them out. Anyway, so I'm doing this. I'm also going to be attending Dragon Con this weekend. So if anyone's going to be out, and please swing by. I will be at booth Artist Alley. I'll be at booth 417. From the map, it looks like I'm on the end of the 417, the 400 aisle on the corner. So that'll be fun. Join me, my pal Jason Odom will be coming there with me. Old Cap will be there. I know Brian Polito will be there as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing Brian. And Jeff, we'll see him there. And I haven't been to Dragon Con in 20 years, and I heard that it's just exploded. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So please come by. I'll have my books. I'll have prints. I'll be doing commissions. And I think I'm going to have to add some more black to this hair. Again, try to add a little bit of black to it. And let's do this pencil justice. How's that knee looking? Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice, right? I think it's looking pretty good. Right. I'm going to have to sharpen it. Where's my sharpen? It fell on the floor. It does. For commissions. Well, right as it is right. Oh! Woo! As it is right now, my full figures are $300. But I might, unfortunately, have to be raising that price just because of the fact that I really spend a lot of time on it, on them, and with the schedule that I have coming up, I don't know how much. It's all good. It fell. Who cares? It's funny. It's fun. With the work I have, hang on. Let me get my sharpener. My work schedule. I'm not gonna have time to do much, and I have some big ones I owe people still, so I have to finish some of the others before I take on new ones. But this weekend, if you come and get me a commission at the show, my full figures are $300 each, and I do bust half figures. Not about half figure at about $150 for $60. Those are something fun that everyone can get. And, I do spend time on them, so I do very few commissions at a con. But you can always email me at crusade2@optonline.net if you're interested, or my wife, Deborah Tucci, and she's Deb Tucci at optonline.net. And, or get in touch with us through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram. I'm on that. I'm all on that, and I'm Billy Tucci on all of those. So here we go. We're to doing her, and as my feet. That this is Miss Mills's original illustration of the feet. Figure I'd want to make it a little bit more elegant, a little bit more of a ballet dancer type. Ballet dancer. Good morning, hey Devin. Good morning, Devin. How are you? I find using reference, and people ask me like about posing and what and grace and power. I mean, something that's a get so look nicely. Yeah, shadow on which will be the Miss Fury directly from June. It's an and usually I for my and the pen. Hang on. I'm sorry that we froze up. Uh, we have Warrior Indiegogo news for that. We also have people that I use. It's just an amazing talent. Niai Rufino, another amazing talent. There are so many colorists that I've had the opportunity, privilege to work with. I got it. My friend Barry Orkin is just a master. Who I actually one of my oldest friends. I became friends with Barry in 7th grade, in good old North Babylon, New York. And Barry, I mean, Barry can write, draw, he can ink, he can color. He's a painter. A real and out there. So, anybody have any questions while we're working on this? Sorry, it's a little dirty. If anyone does, I'm going to take a break while I'm erasing and look up. I see people keep posting, and I'm just ignoring them. And I don't mean to do that. So there's a smiley. Oh, Alex. Anyway. So I don't know if anyone saw the trailer for the new, what's that guy's name? It's called First Man. It's the story of Neil Armstrong. It's that actor. All the girls like him. The heck is he? He's from The Notebook. Okay, stream is dead. Is it dead now? No, I'm running back again. No, is it back? It's lagging a lot? Shoot. Well, I apologize. We'll end it. I'll figure out what that problem is. If you guys could share and go to, share my thing, subscribe. We'll come back and you'll see this finished project, finished product of this of this cover. And thank you all. I appreciate it. So thank you guys. I don't know why it's lagging. We'll get it fixed. All right, to you from Billy Tucci, Miss Fury, working on a direct pencil illustration by Miss Fury's creator June Tar. Miss Order. It's Miss Fury from Dynamite Entertainment. The first story arc Joy.